You might be the hardest working person in the room, but that does not mean you're going to be the person to get the job, the promotion, the opportunity, the salary increase. You may have two people, same company, same starting point, same original level, and just a few years later, one of them has outperformed and gone much further than the other. The gap wasn't intelligence or work ethic. The person who actually fell behind was actually working more hours. And by the way, I'm completely of the belief that you cannot fall behind in your own career. You're running your own race, but you get the example that I'm providing you. All right, let's jump in. If you're putting in hours and collecting the credentials, you are doing all the right things in order to build your dream career, but you are not actively working on your communication, you are absolutely leaving money and opportunity on the table. That's just a fact, because communication is a multiplier. It doesn't just add to the laundry list of things you're already doing, it multiplies it. But if you ignore it, it can quietly cap how far all of your other efforts can take you. Today, I'm going to give you 2 specific practices that you can implement this week. Start immediately practicing to improve the way that you show up and command a room when you speak to make sure that you're getting the opportunities that are most aligned with you. And for anyone who's doubting if this is a good use of their time, of their effort, something that got me as a reframe is that we know instinctively to work on our visual image, our hair, our outfit, our makeup, how we show up and present visually, but we do not put that same level of effort into our vocal image. And yet your voice, the way you structure your thoughts out loud, all of those things are ways that people are perceiving you and people are interacting with you on a day-to-day basis. So why wouldn't you pause and work on your vocal image? A quote that I love is that communication is an instrument that can help you negotiate whatever reality you desire. Whatever reality you desire. That means the promotion, the job, the investor, getting your family to choose your specific vacation spot for the family vacation. Negotiation and the way you communicate is built into everyday life, so it's absolutely worth your time and effort. Another quote that always sits with me is that the limits of our language are the limits of our world. If you can't articulate what it is that you want and advocate for yourself with clarity, your world shrinks. And to be clear, this is not about you becoming a different person, you being performatively confident, any of those things. This is not about you becoming louder. The most confident people who command a room are not the louder ones. They are clearer. And clarity is a skill, not a gift. So I do not want to hear, oh, they're just more confident than I am, or they're more gifted than I am. No, they are just a little bit more practiced than you are. That's all it is. Often because they had access earlier to different programs, speech and debate, mock trial, environments that gave them structured tips from an earlier age, but you can build that structure right now at any stage of your life, career, etc. Think about learning to drive. Yes, initially you're consciously thinking about every single little thing, your mirrors, your seatbelt, speed, and then one day you just drive. It's smooth, it's effective. You don't have to think super hard about it. You think about it, and then wherever you want to go, your hands just get you there. That's what happens with communication. You put the reps in, and eventually it comes really fluidly to you. So put the reps in. Okay, so the first practice is a framework. What's in it for me? WIIFM. I learned this in a communication course during my MBA at Wharton. It's one of the simplest and highest leverage shifts that you can make in your communication. Here is the core idea. The moment you start speaking in a room, the moment you start speaking, let me reiterate that, subconsciously, everyone is asking themselves, why should I care? Why should I listen? What's in it for me? What do I get out of paying attention right now in this moment? And if you don't answer that question early on, you lose them. It doesn't matter how smart or incredible or magical your idea is, you're gonna lose the room. Here's what it looks like in practice. So say that you're in a meeting and you open with, so I've been working on this project for the last 3 weeks and I wanted to walk everyone through my process and the methodology. You've already lost half the room. You've already lost them. Flip it instead and start with, I've developed something that could cut our customer onboarding time in half. Here's how it works. It's the exact same project, the exact same work that you've done, but a completely different framing, and now they're actually listening. In interviews, what's in it for me is the difference between listing out your accomplishments and making someone feel like hiring you actually solves a specific problem that they have. They do not care about your resume and abstract. They care about what you can do for them in this role, in this specific company. That's what they care about, so give that to them. So before your next meeting, your next interview, or even a coffee chat, whatever the dynamic is, whatever the environment is, ask yourself, what does this person get out of this conversation? Lead with that. Everything else lands better once they know why they should care and what they are getting out of it. The second practice is an exercise, and I'll be honest, this one's a bit uncomfortable, at least for most people that I recommend to do this, but it's incredibly valuable. It's one of the highest ROI things that I believe you can do immediately today if you're serious about improving the way that you communicate. It comes from Vinjing, and here's exactly how to do it. So step one, you're gonna record yourself speaking for 5 minutes off cuff, no script, no notes, just something that you know about, something that you care about, and you just talk directly to camera. Step two, the next day, not that same current day because you need some distance. Listen to the recording audio only. Do not watch, just listen to your voice. Pay attention to different things like your tone, your pace, where you rush, where you trail off. Are you sounding unsure in certain parts? Write all of that down. Write it down as feedback for yourself. Take note of everything. Step three, now you're gonna watch the video on mute, no audio. This is where you're gonna catch all of the physical stuff, your posture, your facial expressions, nervous habits that you do, how you occupy the space around you in the recording. Most people have never seen themselves like this, and it's a bit uncomfortable, but incredibly clarifying. Step four, transcribe it. Either sit down and type it out or use any AI tool. There are plenty of free ones that exist on the market. Reading your words on a page exposes your rambling, your filler words so quickly, faster than anything else that I've seen. It is, again, humbling, but it's also exactly what you need in order to identify your gaps, your shortcomings, the places that you need to improve. At the end of this, you are going to have so much real current data about how you show up when you speak. And data is how you improve ultimately. Specifically, one thing at a time. You're going to target one element of your speech at a time each week. And by the end of the year, you're going to be mind blown regarding where you're at. If you notice that you play with your hair a lot, then for 1 week of meetings, challenge yourself not to play with your hair. Of course, you're going to catch yourself doing it, but just stop and be conscious of it. So much of this is just being conscious about what your actual habits are. For you, if it's filler words, then for 1 week, do a 1 minute challenge with yourself where you record yourself speaking to camera and you're not using filler words for just that 1 week. It's going to be difficult. Again, it's going to be humbling. Again, but replace each of your ums and likes with a breath. Just pause, and eventually you're gonna get this down. And with regards to filler words, silence reads much stronger than using a bunch of likes and ums and filler words generally to fill in that space. Your brain just needs a moment to catch up, and breath gives it to you, and the cost of it is just you being present and calm and knowing that the right words will come next and you don't have to fill that space. Now, this is the moment where you have to take action, right? So before you close out this video, what I need you to do is open your calendar and block 2 slots, one to record and the next day to do your review and take inventory of all of the things that you need to work on. That's the whole commitment to start. Nothing crazy. 2 time blocks on your calendar for this week. The next thing I want you to do is write somewhere what's in it for me, WIIFM. Write that down somewhere where you'll see it every day before your next meeting for 1 full week. Put it on a sticky note, put it on your phone lock screen, put it as a calendar invite across the entire week on your calendar. Do whatever you need to do that will make sure that it catches your eye and is a reminder to you that that is something that you're practicing for this week. Communication is not something that you fix. It's something that you work on. It's something that you practice, put reps into. So take the pressure off of perfection. No one is perfect. No one is perfect with their speech, and just start collecting reps. That's all you need to do. The people who command rooms are not born that way. Not always, and not most of the time anyways. They just practiced like it actually mattered to them, like it was a skill that they actually valued and saw the impact of in their life and career and progression. Now, It's your turn. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you in the next one.